Breaking news featuring Russell's spokesman.
When people think about earthquakes, they usually envision a chaotic scene where buildings crumble and the ground shakes violently. However, on the moon, the process of experiencing an earthquake can be much different. The moon is a place that is relatively devoid of activity on its surface. There are no plates that shift or volcanoes that erupt, and the lack of an atmosphere robs the moon of weather events like tornadoes or hurricanes. Despite this apparent calm, the moon still experiences seismic events that can create moonquakes. Moonquake is the term used to describe seismic activities or shaking that occurs on the moon. The movements may be slight, producing no perceivable shaking. In other instances, the shifts can be so extreme that the surface of the moon can crack and fissure, creating valleys and ridges. Today, there are a few theories as to what could cause moonquakes. The first possible cause of moonquakes is from the cold, shrinking crust of the moon. When the moon was still geologically active, there was a steady supply of heat coming from its core, which kept the crust from shrinking. Now that the moon is slowly cooling off, the crust is contracting, resulting in tension and increased seismic activity. Another potential cause of moonquakes comes from the activity of the moon's interior. Within the moon's interior, there could be faults that slide against one another, causing vibrations. Building pressure beneath the crust could create new faults that shake and cause more intense seismic activity. Finally, moonquakes could also be caused by meteoroid impacts. When these rocks hit the surface, they create a wave of energy that can reverberate through the moon's interior, causing moonquakes far more massive than those created by other means. This seismic activity could have important implications on our future exploration of the moon. Crewed missions to the moon in the past, such as the Apollo missions, have only scratched the surface of the moon's potential for seismic activity. Any future lunar missions may need to take into account the potential for moonquakes, especially when building structures or facilities on the moon's surface. Furthermore, scientists are currently studying moonquakes to learn more about the moon's internal structure and geology. Seismic data collected by NASA's Apollo missions is still being analyzed, and new data from future missions could help us better understand the moon's formation and evolution across millennia.
We have an exclusive interview of a lady who was on the moon this morning during Mooncrake.
I can't explain the fear that paralyzed me this morning when the moonquake hit. I thought we were under attack, and my heart sank in my chest. I felt so small, like I was on a tin can in the middle of nowhere. It's no secret that being on the moon is not easy. Despite having all the necessary amenities, there's always that underlying fear of the unknown. We experience extreme conditions every day, and anything can happen at any time. I have been on the moon for quite some time, and I have experienced tremors before, but this one was different. The ground shook violently for a good minute, and I thought I was going to die. It's something that I don't wish on anyone. I thought long and hard about my decision to leave, but I have decided to let go and return to Earth. I need to be with my family and loved ones where I can feel safe and secure. It's been a great experience. But it's time to move on.
That was Russell, spokesman for Otafani Television.